To buy these books, you can go to www.cengage.co.in, or you can also find the links in the video description given below.
We will now talk about the histology of the alimentary canal. So if we take the alimentary canal and if we take a transverse section, so we will get the wall of the alimentary canal. And if we look at the wall of the alimentary canal, if we look at the section of the wall of the alimentary canal, we will get the various layers which are present. So now the wall of the alimentary canal, that is starting from the esophagus to the rectum, it is possessing 4 different layers, right? And the name of these layers is serosa, muscularis, submucosa and mucosa. So all these 4 layers, they show some or the other type of modifications in the alimentary canal. So this is a picture of the sectional view. This is the transverse section of the wall of the alimentary canal. We can see the lumen is the empty space. It is that space where the food and the digestive enzymes, they are present, they are doing their work. So lumen is the central free space. And surrounding the lumen is the wall of the alimentary canal. So this whole complete structure is the wall of the alimentary canal. And as you can see, the wall of the alimentary canal is made up of certain layers. The very first layer which we can see here is the serosa. This outermost layer is the serosa. So serosa is the outermost layer and it is made up of a thin mesothelium. Mesothelium is the epithelium of the visceral organs. The organs which are very well protected inside the viscera of the body. They are known as the visceral organs. And those visceral organs, they are covered by an epithelial layer. This epithelial layer is known as the mesothelium. It is, along with the epithelial tissue, it is also having some connective tissue. So this outermost layer is the serosa. It gives the role of protection for the alimentary canal. Then inner to the serosa, we can see this layer over here. So this whole black layer that you can see completely, this is the serosa. Now this layer from here to here, if we talk about, this layer is the muscularis layer. Muscularis as in the layer which is made up of smooth muscles. So you can see over here in the muscularis itself, the muscularis is having 2 layers. This outer layer, that is the outer longitudinal layer. It is having the smooth muscles longitudinally arranged. And the inner layer, that is known as the circular layer, which is having the smooth muscles circularly arranged. So both of these layers, they combine together and they are known as the muscularis. So if you see certain points of muscularis, it is formed by the smooth muscles. As I told you, smooth muscles are the involuntary muscles. These are those muscles which are not under the control of the body's will. They are made up of smooth muscles and they are arranged as an arrangement, that is, they are having an inner layer of circularly arranged muscles and an outer layer of longitudinally arranged muscles. So this is what is seen normally. However, in the stomach, there is an additional layer present. That additional layer, so that additional third layer is present inner to the circular muscles. Inner side of the circular muscles, there is one more layer known as the oblique muscle layers. This oblique muscle layer is present generally, it is seen in the stomach region. So if you see the wall of the stomach, we will see that the muscularis of the stomach wall is going to have the outer longitudinal muscles, then the circular muscles and the innermost oblique muscles layer. Now, after the muscularis comes the next layer, that is known as the submucosa. So this green color layer which is marked over here, this is the submucosa. Submucosa is formed of loose connective tissue and it is that layer which is generally having the blood vessels, it is having the nerves, it is having the lymph vessels. So this is the function of submucosa. Now, there is one more modification. This modification is seen in the case of duodenum. In duodenum, there are some specific glands which are known as the Brunner's glands. They are present inside the submucosa. The Brunner's glands generally release mucus and some ions which are going to nullify the acidic chyme which is coming from the stomach. We will talk about more of the Brunner's glands and their functioning in detail when we'll discuss the whole process of digestion. But you just have to remember right now that in the submucosa of duodenum, we see a special type of glands present, and the name of those glands is the Brunner's glands. So at this level, we just have to remember the name of this gland, Brunner's glands. Now, let's move ahead. Let's talk about the innermost layer. So you can see this layer, the innermost layer. This is known as the mucosa. The mucosa is the innermost lining of the alimentary canal, and it is made up of the epithelium. This layer can have vigorous folds. It can have various type of arrangements, like it is having irregular folds which are known as rugae in the stomach, and they are arranged like small finger-like foldings known as villi in the case of small intestine. So loose folds are the arrangements known as rugae which are seen in the stomach. They are modifications of mucosa itself. And similarly, finger-like projections, you can see over here, these finger-like projections which are depicted over here like these are known as the villi. These villi are modifications of mucosa which are generally seen in the small intestine. What is the function? The function of villi is to increase the surface area for the act of absorption. How it is doing, we will talk about this thing when we'll talk about the absorption in detail. So these are the 4 layers which are seen in the wall of the alimentary canal.